Welcome to Alpha Mind AI. My name is Ethan Cross. I studied psychology and behavioral science at Stanford University, where I focused on understanding discipline, mental resilience, and human performance. This channel is not about temporary motivation. It's about building a mind that stays strong when motivation disappears. Here, we train discipline, sharpen focus, and develop the mindset required to win, silently, consistently. If you're serious about self-control, growth, and mental strength, you belong here. This is Alpha Mind AI. Let's begin.
Success is not a mystery. It is not magic, and it is not reserved for a lucky few born into perfect conditions. Success is the result of a decision made in silence long before applause, long before results, and long before anyone believes in you, because the moment you fail to decide who you are and where you are going, you hand your life over to randomness, comfort, and other people's expectations. And most people unknowingly live this way every single day, waking up tired, moving without direction, chasing distractions instead of purpose, confusing busyness with progress, and slowly settling into a life they never consciously chose. And I understood very early that a life without vision is not harmless. It is dangerous. Because if you don't build a future intentionally, you will inherit one by default, and it will always be smaller than your potential. And this realization shaped my entire existence, because I was born in 1947 in Austria, after the Second World War, into a society that valued safety over ambition, obedience over originality, and normality over greatness. A society that encouraged people to stay realistic, stay quiet, and stay in their place. But even as a child, I felt a force inside me that refused to accept a small future, something restless, something demanding more, not because my environment was wrong, but because my destiny was larger than my surroundings. And when I was 11 years old and saw America for the first time through a documentary, with its towering skyscrapers, massive bridges, endless highways, and unstoppable motion, I didn't just see a country. I saw proof that limits could be broken, that scale was possible, that human beings could dream big and then build even bigger. And in that moment, my mind expanded beyond the borders of fear. And later that same day, when I saw Reg Park on the cover of a bodybuilding magazine, something clicked permanently, because I didn't just admire him. I recognized a blueprint, and for the first time in my life, my future was no longer vague. It was specific, sharp, and demanding. And from that moment on, my life stopped being a question and became a mission. And knowing exactly where I was going changed everything, because clarity eliminates confusion, vision destroys hesitation, and purpose transforms suffering into fuel, which is why I could train 5 or 6 hours a day while others complained, doubted, or quit, because every repetition had meaning. Every set was a step closer to the life I had already committed to. Every drop of sweat was a deposit into my future, and people could not understand why I worked so hard, why I pushed beyond comfort, why I refused to be average. But they didn't understand that I was not chasing motivation, I was obeying vision. And vision is stronger than motivation, because motivation fades, while vision pulls you forward even when everything hurts. And commitment does not care about your mood, your excuses, or your comfort. It only cares about execution. And when people doubted me, mocked my accent, criticized my body, laughed at my dreams, and told me my goals were impossible, unrealistic, or stupid, I did not waste energy trying to convince them, because vision does not need approval. It needs discipline. And history has always been written by people who were doubted first, because those who see the future early are always misunderstood in the present. And every great thing I ever achieved was once labeled impossible by people who lacked the courage to attempt it themselves. And this is always how it works, because people judge what is possible based on the limits of their own lives. And if you listen to them, you inherit their fears, their doubts, and their ceiling. So I chose work over validation, discipline over comfort, and persistence over popularity. And I failed many times, publicly and painfully. But failure never stopped me, because failure is not the opposite of success. Quitting is, and every setback became training for the next level. And over time, the very things they attacked became my greatest weapons. The body they said would never work became legendary. The accent they said would destroy my career made me unforgettable. And when I stepped into acting and later politics, the same law applied again and again. Because vision does not change with the arena, only the arena changes. And once again, people told me to aim lower, be realistic, start small, stay in my lane. But vision does not negotiate with fear, and clarity creates consistency, and consistency outlasts talent, luck, and resistance. And here is the truth. Most people avoid because it demands responsibility. No one is coming to save you. No one owes you success, and no one is responsible for your future except you. And the moment you fully accept that responsibility, the moment you stop blaming your past, your background, your parents, your country, or your circumstances, you reclaim control of your destiny. And that responsibility is not a burden. It is freedom, because when you choose a vision and commit without compromise, your standards rise, your discipline sharpens, your tolerance for pain expands, and excuses lose their power, and life stops happening to you and starts responding to you. And this is why most people never become who they could have been, not because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity, but because they never decide. They hesitate, they wait for confidence, they wait for approval, they wait for perfect conditions. And while they wait, time moves forward without them. Years pass, potential decays, and regret quietly replaces ambition. But nothing changes until you decide. So if you want real success, stop drifting. Stop listening to fear disguised as advice. Stop shrinking your dreams to fit other people's comfort. Choose a vision so clear and so powerful that it scares you. Commit to it when no one believes in you. Work when motivation is gone, endure when quitting feels easier, and move forward when doubt is loudest. Because in the end, the world does not reward intentions, wishes, or comfort. It rewards those who decide, sacrifice, endure, and refuse to quit. And that is how ordinary people become extraordinary. And that is how destiny is not discovered but built, rep by rep, day by day, choice by choice, until the vision becomes reality.
Understand this clearly. Success is not for spectators. It is for decision makers. And if these words shook something inside you, if this video forced you to think bigger, move faster, and stop making excuses, then do not walk away the same person. Like this video and spread the fire. Subscribe, because this channel is built to create warriors, not watchers. And comment below the decision you are making right now, because the moment you declare it, you lock yourself in. Remember this: you were not born to play small. You were born to dominate your future. Now take action and prove it.